It is time to get started on this kitchen renovation. So in this video, you're gonna see demo leading up to just about the start of finish. I have a couple curveballs along the way, but follow along, you might learn a thing or two. To my surprise, these cabinets were actually refinished with a laminate covering. So obviously it's not real wood on the face, but it was real wood behind it. After I got all the cabinets down, it's time for some good old-fashioned tile demo. Safety first. Always wear gloves. Forgot about gloves. I want to make your demo a little quieter. I forgot that I had this sitting here. Use the rubber mallet. You're still getting that hitting action, but it's not as loud. So I'm in the middle of demo here, and they had this laminate board that they had the tile on. Obviously we have plaster here, fun stuff, but this goes down behind our backsplash of the countertops. So I'm gonna have to sawzall it off, or we'll see, maybe I'll just go all the way down to the counter, who knows? I love it. We're rolling with 2 different gloves and sunglasses for safety glasses, but it works. These tiles popped off fairly easily because it was basically almost like a cardboard composite that they were tiled onto. It really was not a bad tile job. I was able to pretty cleanly demo this kitchen tile. This was not part of the plan, but I'm going to surprise Mrs. Doc. I'm going to take off this backsplash because I think the tile would look better going straight to it.
Did you do that on purpose? It's not breaking the counter, right?
Why don't we turn this off?
It's gonna break the counter, right?
No.
You want to do that? Did you do it on purpose? Did you do that on purpose? Do not break that countertop. You will be dead meat. I'm serious.
This started moving back here on the backside, so I just decided, screw it, I'm going to take it off.
Okay. It'll look better with the white tile. Anyways, it is what it is. You committed to it. It's done. We're going to take it all off now.
Obviously, you should shut the power off to the stove if it's covered like this. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. Perfect. Perfect. So as you guys can see, the plaster wall back here has a decent amount of damage. I'm not worried about that. If I was doing a full renovation, I'd be demoing it out to the studs, doing a whole lot more work. For this, I'm going to be shimming it out, throwing on some hardy backer. It's going to be fine. And then after that, I think it's time to take this soffit out. We were thinking about not doing it, but we're going to. In the meantime, let's clean up this mess a little bit. So once we have all that stuff off the countertop, you can really see just how open this is getting here. And honestly, the little backsplash that they had on the countertop, that being gone makes a huge difference to me. I mean, again, here you see that section, that's my problem section, but you'll see how I fix that later. We're ready to roll here. All right, guys, it's Sunday morning. All right, guys, it's Sunday morning. We're drinking coffee and we're ready to work on the kitchen. So yesterday I actually took the backsplash of this whole countertop out. That wasn't part of the plan, But when I saw it loosening up, I saw the opportunity to be able to have this tile go all the way down and sit flush to it. And even though this might be, you know, 1.5 inches thick, it leaves this counter space feeling so much more open. Especially once this tile comes down, the tile is not going to be thick at all. So my goal for today is to get this soffit taken out. It's going to be a dirty job. I've already stuck my phone in there and looked around, and I see there's a bunch of insulation and stuff laying up here. I'm actually going to drill a hole or two in the top of the soffit here and get the shop vac and try to suck out some of the junk so it makes the damage less painful when I demo it. So today my goal is to get that soffit out, get electric disconnected, cap those off, and they can wait for my low profile recessed lights. I'm going to be taking the hood out, get the electric cut off for that because the new hood is just going to be going right in the same spot. I will get this wall hardy backered today. Those are the goals. Get it done today. Get all this covered up, and then I'm looking at being ready for tile during the week. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping to be able to start tile Monday nights. I have a family, I work, so I'm going to be doing some night shifts here. But yeah, I'm really happy with the progress so far. The first 2 days on this project have gone really well. I'm expecting some curveballs when I take this down today. I think it's going to be pretty difficult. And it's not necessary. I mean, I'm adding to my problems. I mean, you could leave it up there. But also, to me, this existing in the first place isn't totally necessary. It's because they had to use these big old can lights. So technology has come a long way, and you'll see that later when I get my low profile lights that are about this thin, and the light is great. So we're gonna get started today. I'm hoping everything goes well. I'm ready for the curveballs though. You always gotta be ready. No job is ever gonna go perfectly. I've learned that. No job will ever go perfectly. So we're gonna get started today. Let's go. So there was a little bit of insulation and dust and junk sitting on top of this hood here from when we did the demo earlier. So I figured it's better to reduce the damage as much as you can before you start the next section. Always better to make the job easier in the long run. All right, we've got all the power shut off in the kitchen. It's time to get this hood down. And this guy is pretty heavy. I do wish I had an extra hand here to help me with this, but let's see how it goes. Hopefully this does not drop and break the stove. That would be bad. And also I have the power shut off to the stove. You should obviously not lay a blanket on flat top stove if the power is still on. There's our wire coming in actually. All right, let's check power. Double check your power coming in. Not getting anything. Now I always like to go to something that I know has power to make sure my tester is working too. All right, I just went and checked this on an outlet in another room. It's beeping for that. I'm putting my tester on these wires here. And it just turned off. Nothing. Okay. One more check. We're good. As we can see here, I've got my screws up in there that send it onto where the old cabinet was. I'm gonna get those taken off. And I have my old wire here, which I don't have enough play to shove it through there. I'm just gonna try to be careful to make sure I don't have the damage. I at least have some play to pull out more. God forbid I scratch the line or something, but again, I obviously have power off, so it's about to go down. I got a bad feeling about this. All right. Let's just make sure we don't totally drop. that is exactly what I wanted to happen. Whew. Nice. Time to say goodbye to these lights, and then after we say goodbye to them, it's time to say goodbye to the Soffit, baby. So I'm testing my hi-hat lights here. They're totally off, but it looks like I don't have any set screws on the far inside of it. So I'm assuming these are the bracket mounted ones. I'm gonna get into this little access panel and make sure, but I might just start demoing our joist here and just get that out. I'm gonna have to take that crown off on the face of it, but let's see how this goes. I'm actually going to be covering up this cabinet with this Scotch tape that comes with the tarp attached to it. This stuff is great. We have stuff in here and I don't want to get dusty. Boom. I'm covering up these top gaps now so I don't have dust falling into everything. Thing is awesome. So here I'm just popping off the crown, and I know this is real wood crown molding. It's nice, but in order for me to do what I want to do with this kitchen, I have to pop this off. It is going to look okay in the end. Don't worry. I know the value of real wood. It hurts me too. So, to my surprise, when I started demoing this, I expected to find surprises up in here, but I actually did not. The demo went very smooth on the drywall, but little did I know that they packed it out with some plywood on the front that was going to give me some trouble. Was not the worst thing ever, but as far as a clean demo goes, I really couldn't ask for more on this one. So in the areas that were nice and open and easy to access, they were nice enough to put screws on these parts of the plywood. But in the tighter spaces, it was nails. This section was a major pain to get out, but we got it. That was the only curveball with this thing. Having a hard time with these nails. I'm gonna try to punch them in actually to get them off that wood. It's really my only way. I don't want to damage this cabinet at all here. So we're gonna try, I grabbed an old crappy bit. I don't have a punch on me, but I grabbed an old crappy bit that I'm gonna use. Oh yeah, baby. And here's what we got going on up here. Just a couple screws in the back holding it on. This is pretty much loose. Looks like they used some scrap wood when they threw that one up. And then pretty much almost have our entire soffit out. A little bit more cleanup time and let's see where we're at. Now at this point we can see how crazy the amount of space we have is here. We're going to be doing the open shelving here. I know that some people might not be a fan of it, but that's what we want to do. We like the open shelving. That's what we want. Right now, I'm just extremely happy with the space I have. I have a nice clean work slate to deal with here. Gonna have to patch the drywall up here because that's plaster. They threw plaster over the drywall on the ceiling, but we're okay here. So it's time to get working on some of this clean work. All right, guys, time to head into Home Depot and get the material. It is hot out too. This tile is identical to what we're using. We got our tile at Lowe's. It was $5 a sheet. This is $15 a sheet here. So that's a W right there. I know I technically could have used green board, but I'm going with the 1/4 inch hardy backer because the green board's $20 a sheet. This is about the same. I know it's solid. And here's pretty much the haul that we're going home with. All right, we just got done at Home Depot. It's extremely hot out today. So I spent $208 plus a $16 receipt. Had to go back in. So what are we looking at there? $232. This budget is going to be pretty close, but I got a bulk of the stuff I need. It's really just tile. I decided to get hardy backer instead of drywall. The wall is just not good enough. The hardy backer is not much more of a difference. Plus it's 1/4 inch. I didn't want to put 1/4 inch drywall over the plaster, so that's what we're doing. It's a 5-foot section from top to bottom. Hardy backer is 3 feet by 5 feet. To me, that just seems pretty easy. So that's what I'm going with here. Gonna get back, gonna try to get this hardy backer on the wall here and see how we do. I had to do some shims in the corner over here. Again, if I was doing a full kitchen renovation, I'd be demoing everything out here. But we're on a budget. We're just looking to improve the kitchen. So that corner shimmed. We're level. It will make my hardy backer level. Another thing I did here is I marked out my studs with green tape, and I have a nice laser level so I'm not missing studs the whole time I'm throwing the hardy backer up, because I'm honest with myself, I'm not a carpenter. I know I miss studs still. I need all the help I can get. So as I said earlier, these boards are 3 feet by 5. I have a 5-foot distance from the countertop to the ceiling. These are easy to put up. I have special screws for them. Let's see how it looks. We're still grinding out here. Getting up the backer board. Just one piece there. One piece in the corner. We're done. Then it's on the tile. Let's go.
A few minutes later.
All right, guys, we're done the hardy backer. I burned the midnight oil on this one, but it is done. We're gonna mortar the joints. I got some drywall to do up here. I already have it cut. I wanted to do it tonight, but it's just too late. I'll get it up tomorrow. We're pretty much ready for tile. Just gonna clean up these edges a little bit, shop vac, clean it up. As I said again, I'm gonna tape and mortar these seams here. We're gonna have an edge put onto this. I was gonna continue all the way down above the cabinets, but once I had this up, I thought it might not look too good. We're just gonna continue the paint over top of the pantry. So we're looking good. It was a big weekend. We got everything demoed out. We got everything ready for tile. Did not expect to get this far this weekend, so I'm extremely happy about it. So stay tuned, guys, because next up is pretty much finished stuff. Tile, shelves, faucet, and here I am, I'm a plumber, and I haven't done any plumbing yet at all, but it's what we're gonna be doing. So recess lights, all that fun stuff. So stay tuned, guys. I totally appreciate you guys subscribing to my channel. I really do. Stay tuned. Guys, thanks for subscribing and supporting me on this page. I'm just getting started here. I plan to get better with my filming and editing. Thank you for following. I appreciate it.